All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 50 of the Best Self Blueprint. Thank you to everybody who tunes in, whether it was for one episode, all 49 previous. Thank you for being here. Today, we have something very special planned. So anyone who listens to this knows that we bring on people with the knowledge, insights, and experiences that'll help you move that dial towards pursuing the best version of yourself, whatever that means to you. Now, one of the most common reoccurring topics that we go over on this episode, regardless of who's come on, is getting out of your comfort zone for the sake of growth. Now, it might not always look like what we're about to do, but me and the guest who is going to come on in a second are going to be taking on the Hot Ones hot sauces, so 10 progressively hotter sauces, as we answer deep, vulnerable questions, some that I came up with, some that were given to me by listeners, by friends. But before we get started, we'll bring on for the second time on the podcast, Jake Viss.
Woo! All right.
You ready?
No. I gave you this idea.
Yeah.
And I'm instantly regretting it.
Yes.
Again.
So we back a while ago, we've actually tried a couple of these sauces, which makes us much more nervous for this. But so before we get into it, like you hear on every single YouTube video ever made, if you enjoy what you are about to see, just like the video. We're going to go through the ringer here. We'd appreciate if you'd like it. If you have comments, think it's funny, like any of our insights, disagree with anything we say, throw it in the comments. And if you want to see more stuff like this, just hit the subscribe button. But ain't nothing to it but to do it. So we will go ahead and jump in. Ready for the first one?
One quick shout out. We are at the Fleet Feet location in Sun Prairie. Nice enough to let us film here.
Yes.
So
Shout out to Fleet Feet. You can see it right above us. They are already prepared for Christmas. We're shooting this end of November, but they're on top of it. So,
yeah.
All right. So the first question is quite simple. What impact do you want to have on the world? So yeah, we're just going to let you take care of that. So how we're going to set this up, we'll let you know the question so you can think about it yourself. What impact do you want to have on the world? We're going to answer what our, belief is, what we want our impact to be on the world. But before we do that, we got to take down the hot sauce. So what's
First
the name of this one?
Is the classic hot sauce. Just the classic. Garlic edition. Okay.
Keep
it
classic.
Garlic. You like garlic?
Well, yeah. Maybe not in this context, but yeah.
This one's a baby sauce. It's nothing.
I know. All right. Cheers.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Not bad. I mean, it's not nothing. It's not a mild sauce, but it's not.
There's something there.
I would put this on a sandwich.
Oh, I eat that all the time.
So we're still taking off. Haven't hit cruising altitude yet, but
No.
What impact do you want to have on the world?
What impact do I want to have on the world? I'd say basically just doing anything that benefits people to be better, to do better, whether it be helping out customers in my daily job, or whether it be somebody sees a video on my Instagram, like, that's a cool thing. I'm inspired by that. I want to go do that. Whatever it may be. And just being able to help in any way, whether I'm there, whether I'm not there, whether it's in spirit, just being able to help people as they go on through their life and whatever it may be, just impacting the world in a helpful way.
I like it, man. Yeah, mine's similar. I mean, a lot of people know my desired impact by now. I literally named a company after it. My impact that I want to leave is setting an example of just not necessarily becoming your best self, because I feel like that's an ever changing mark, but just that process of pursuing your best self. So I want to be an example of what that looks like, which means being an avid student of finding out what it takes, but then also inspiring others through coaching, through just being a good human being. So yeah, the impact I want to have is just helping myself and everyone else experience life in the best way they possibly can. So
I think anybody should have that similar response personally.
Yeah.
You can have a response if I don't care at all. But
so
that's your choice.
Again, if you're listening, comment below your answer to these questions. We are genuinely curious. We like hearing this stuff. So moving on to question number 2. what was the best life lesson you learned from a tough experience? So
There's gonna be a lot of good answers.
we'll let you ponder. Yeah,
All
I
right.
know we both have a lot of life lessons and a lot of tough experiences.
Blissed vinegar. So a little vinegary. Yellowbird. It looks like a very angry yellowbird though. Not a happy yellowbird.
Well, we'll find out, right? That one looks a lot thicker. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
this is like a
that looks a
paste.
lot thicker.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like I'm gonna like man up and go heavy when it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no. Put a lot on there. Then we're gonna be a bunch of babies around here probably. That's really
Also
good.
really good. Again,
Damn.
like it's not nothing, but it's very doable.
Yeah.
So
Those two I put on anything. I put that shit on everything.
red hots.
Red hot. Yeah.
All right. So what
Got that
was the
beat.
best life lesson you learned from a tough experience?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I could take this racing. I could take this personal life. I'm gonna take it racing. Just keep it on a.
You're wearing
level.
a racing shirt.
I'm wearing a
Makes
racing
sense.
shirt. Wearing an OCR shirt. Basically a race that I went into, kind of being the favorite, knowing I was like, I can win this. I had the confidence. I have this, and I came in. And I was like, all right, and then everything fell apart within the first like beginning of the race. I was just like, nothing went right. And I tried everything to get myself right. And it was just nothing I could do. Everything I tried mentally, physically, I was like, and then I just fell way, way, way short of like doing what I wanted to do and accomplishing my goal. And that actually questioned whether I want to compete anymore. That race took my mindset to like, I just don't want to compete anymore. I'm done competitively. It just took a lot out of me. And from that mistake, I learned not just like what to do in preparation better, but just where my mental state needs to be instead of going in with that more, it wasn't arrogant mindset. It was just more of a, I could probably win this mindset. And instead of an open-minded, like, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, could I win? Yeah. Could I lose? Probably. I mean, anybody can lose, anybody can win. It was more of like, I'm probably going to win this instead of, so I changed my mindset instead of I'm probably going to win this to, I have no idea what's going to happen. And I'm going to leave it open. Could I? Yeah. Could I lose? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter as long as I'm going out there and doing my best is where at the end of the race that I feel better. If I went out there and I did my best and I end up in fifth and I was like, all right, I still did my best. If I did that, but if I go out there and I don't do my best and end up in like, if I do get the podium, I'm actually going to feel more like I didn't give my all. And I still ended up here. Like, what could I have done? I'm going to think more. So I changed my approach to how I do competitively and stuff. And it's benefited my mental state. I'm not as hard on myself anymore or not as down on myself if I don't do well, because you're not going to do well at the race. So you can't have that expectation.
Yeah. Well, we've had a lot of conversations about that too. Like I've said pretty much since the start of racing, like I would rather cross the finish line knowing that I gave everything I could and come in dead last and just take that hit to my ego than come in first and get the trophy and the accolades and all that and boost my ego a little bit, but know that like the reason I signed up for this race is to test myself and I didn't.
Yeah.
And so I think that's something that's a really valuable lesson for no matter whether it's fitness, business, your job, your relationships. Like it's more about, showing up and doing everything you can do than just solely basing it off results. Now, if you're doing everything you can do and never getting the result you want, then it's a matter of, okay, like you need to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah. There's lines at figuring it out, but
yeah. I like that. All right. So the best life lesson I learned from a tough experience was, the best thing you can do for yourself in life is be who you are and not who you should be. So for me, I spent, the second half of high school going into college, just like trying to check the boxes, right? Like just be a good student. Well, I wasn't actually a great student, but like I put on that perception around people of like, be a good student, get good grades, do well on your team, like be a good human being. And then more the like, go to a good college, get a good degree so you can get. And so I knew I was completely misaligned, but I thought that it was a discomfort of, oh, you just got to grind it out. And eventually I hit this point of such discomfort that it almost like forced me into looking at like, no, who do you actually want to be? Like, what do you want this life to be about? And so I kind of had this like come to Jesus moment almost where like I had to just completely like strip myself away of like, okay, I'm not what I do. I'm not like any of this stuff. Just like, who am I? Like, what do I want? And I had to get pretty selfish for a while about like understanding what I'm passionate about, what my skill set allows me to be good at. And just like basically completely course correct from there. And so, yeah, it taught me, and this is for everybody, like, don't put so many eggs in the basket of other people's opinions that you completely lose sight of who you want to be simply because you want to be that person. Like, what dreams do you have? What goals do you have? What do you want out of this life that maybe some people have told you is stupid or unrealistic or what have you? Go for it. At least attempt it, because you never know like what's going to happen. And even if it doesn't work out, you don't have that what if in the back of your head the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So,
if you never try it, then you're always going to think about, I should have tried that. I should have tried. There's still things, and everybody's like, even in my life, where it's like, I probably should have tried that. But there's small moments versus the big ones where you're like, oh, I probably really should have definitely not for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 3. We're going to get real meta right here. Perfect for Hoff's. Hoss sauce? Hoss sauce.
Say that 5 times fast. Hoss sauce.
Hoss sauce.
Yeah, it's not.
That's the one that we're about to do. All right. So the question for this one is, what do you believe is the meaning of life?
Oh my god.
So this is a really belief-based question.
Just busting out that question. All right.
Yeah. So again, like the reason we're asking such deep questions is because we know people are going to be watching this, and that gets both of us somewhat out of our comfort zone. Probably you a little bit more, because I'm used to just hopping on and bearing my soul to people. But
yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
At the same time, like as we go down this list, like we're going to be telling you stuff that most people don't like talking about themselves. But that's why we encourage you to like throw it in the comments. Like, what do you believe is the meaning of life? So before we actually answer that question, Hoss sauce. Shout out to Hoss sauce.
You gotta be from Boston to say that.
The Boston sauce.
Hoss.
Cheers. I'm getting a little too generous with these. I'll say that.
You put a lot on that one. I put a good amount, but I was like, oh,
like
man.
that. Okay.
That's a little more thick.
A little bit. We're still doing all right. I'm gonna try to avoid. So I've got water in here, and then I've got milk hidden among the set. So in a dire situation, right over here, you might see me just whip out a gallon of milk and start chugging. But I'm doing good right now. So what do you believe is the meaning of life? At least the meaning of your life. We'll say that. Like, why are you here?
Well, we can go to the meaning of life. We can get real into it.
Let's do it.
From at least again, from my perspective, this is everybody's perspective. This isn't the actual meaning of life. I am not the creator of life. As cool as it would be, I'm not. But my perspective is we're here to explore, absorb information. We are people, our brains are designed to absorb things, and then take what we learn from that and go do and create and build and explore areas that we haven't seen or have seen and tried seeing in different ways. But we're all about absorbing information and then using information to go do things with it. It sounds very analytical, simple. It's really that simple, but I think it is. I think, why else are we here? If we're just here just to be here, then there's no point in us being here.
Right?
Like, you're just here to be here. Like, all right, well, what do I do? Nothing. Well, okay. So why do I feel like I need to, like, why am I hearing what you're saying? Well, you can, but you can't do anything with it. That doesn't make sense. Like, you got to absorb it. We absorb, and then we take that and we go do, create, explore, whatever, whether it be bad or good. That's that individual's decision, but hopefully it's always, most of the time, good. So.
Yeah, dude, you and I have a really similar perspective on that. So I think, like, generally speaking, everything with consciousness, anything that is living, its purpose is to simply experience what it's like to have that consciousness. Like, I believe you're here for a reason. So on that like big macro level, I completely agree of like, you're simply here to experience, explore, learn, observe, implement, right? I think on an individual level, I do think every single person is here for a reason. Like and this again is, we're getting into beliefs. Like my belief is that, this tie between like quantum physics and spirituality is starting to intertwine a little bit, where we understand like string theory with interconnected particles. And a lot of people say in spirituality that like God is in everything. And so I believe that there is this kind of connection and relay of like the purpose of the pieces on the chessboard, if you will.
Yeah.
Now, how aware we are of that purpose, I think is null and void. But it would be cool to just be able to like ask God, like, so why am I here? Like, cut to the chase. Come on.
God, why?
Give me the juicy stuff.
What are we doing here? And we talked about this. We've actually had conversations about this. And we've gone as far as like the other flip side of like, I told you like that whole thing where think of everything's pre-planned. Your whole life's pre-planned. I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
I think there's coincidences. I think there's things that happen because it's all connected through something, but it doesn't mean your whole life is planned out. As a human being, we are also given that freedom as humans, just being a person, to make our own decisions, that freedom to decide what we want to do, what path we want to take. I mean, some paths might be a better direction and are not so great, but again, that is our decision. That doesn't mean it's planned out. At least that's my opinion. Again, that's my opinion.
Yeah, I almost think about it like an infinite tree. So like there's the trunk, which is like you just being born. And then there are certain decisions where like it branches off and you can't like get back to just being the trunk. Like you're now like on this branch, and you can go infinite directions from there and sprout out more, but you can't just go back and like go another way.
No.
But it all boils back down to this like trunk of who you are, and the branches are just your life experiences. So
agreed. Let's keep this
rolling. Boom. All right. Rolling through. Question number 4. I'll be honest, dude. I put a lot on there. Like for a second, I actually like started sweating a little bit.
Come on, man. We just
I know
3.
We got this. We're still in the first half.
All
right. Ooh, I really like this question, talking about like choosing instead of like everything being laid out. What do you do to make sure that you're choosing your life and not settling for it?
Okay. Let's go into the Los Calientes. I'm putting a lot on this one because I'll be honest, I've had this one. I owned it, and it's one of my favorite hot sauces. So I'm going to be brutally honest. It is good. So I'm putting a lot on there.
Oh, that's not as much as
you're
you.
Good.
Yeah. Well, we're good. Cheers.
That is delicious.
It's really good. And it's not that hot.
No, this is a good one. Again,
top me off.
There you go, sir.
Perfect.
So what was the question again?
So what are you in particular doing to make sure that you're choosing your life instead of settling for it?
I mean, it's also a tricky question because we've all settled in some way. I mean, most people have like for something have just settled, but choosing my life, I'm kind of a hard-headed person. So when I get something in my head that I want to do, I go for it. And I really want to go after it. So I'm choosing to do that instead of like it could, and most of the time it's always the hardest route. It's always a way that's like, this is the toughest way to do this, but this is the right way to do this. So I'm going to do that instead of settling for the easy way, taking the easy way out. My just mindset in general is just not that. I don't take that easy way out. Always take the hard route. You give me you say you're gonna have to run through, like if you put races, another race analogy, obstacle course racing. If you put Tough Mudder in front of me and say you have to run through these electrical wires that are alive, and you can get shocked, which done it sucks. Or all you gotta do, since you've done the race before, you just gotta go jump off of this giant thing into this big mat that's like a crash pad, and that's that. Like, that'd be fun. But this is the real race. This is why people come here, to finish the race. So I'm going to pick that very painful, difficult way almost every time. That's my personal way, I guess, for not settling.
Yeah. I think it comes down to like intention, right? Like you need to live with intention. So I almost think about it like people who are settling for their life, they basically like hit cruise control, they put on autopilot, and they just kind of like sit back. The scariest thing about that is you are no longer controlling which route you're taking.
Yeah.
And so that to me is like, that's why I'm so big into like mindfulness. I'm so big on being present. I'm so big on setting intentions, is because like, I want my car to be in manual. Like I want to make sure I'm taking the turns that I want to take. I have the people in my car with me that I want to like ride with. All of that is set up manually, as opposed to me just like sitting back and being like, oh, yep, just let whatever happens, happens, you know?
Yeah, you're letting life take over.
Yeah.
Instead of you living your life, life is, it's weird. Life is living you. Like you're not like you, it sounds weird, but like life is basically just controlling what you're doing versus you're not making your own decisions anymore.
Exactly.
That's a good way to put it. That's
So,
way
yeah.
better than what I said. But
And that's
why he's a pro.
well, and that's my advice to everybody. If you're listening to this and you've thought about this question and you realize, because both of us can't say that we're fully in manual. Like there are things inevitably that will just be super easy to switch on autopilot for and like veer your attention away from. But if I can leave one piece of advice with you for this question, it is to take account of what percentage of your life do you have autopilot on for, and what can you do to switch it off at least long enough to be aware of who's in the car with you, what direction you're going, all that fun stuff. So
Yeah.
bada bing, bada boom. We are hitting the halfway point now.
Oh,
This one scares me because of
it's adobo.
like how just like
It's
simple.
very simple and professional label. Those sometimes can be very deceiving.
Like there's like, yeah, we have nothing to prove. It's hot.
Okay.
That's what scares me about this one.
black lemon, ghost pepper. Okay. Batch 2. So what, the first batch wasn't good enough, so you made it hotter? Is that what that is?
I think so.
Batch 2? I don't know.
All right. Question number 5. And then we are at halfway to the summit. If we know, so this is actually from listener. So shout out to people who listen to this. Thank you. For people who don't subscribe. Haha. So question 5, if we know that we learn from our mistakes, why are we in general so afraid to make mistakes?
That's a good question.
That's an awesome question. And I have a very like bold-faced statement for this. So if you feel called out, it's probably true for you. So I'm sorry, but there we go. So what makes me nervous is this one's like thin, so it's going to be really easy to just.
And it is. I mean,
and it's just bloody. Like it's just like a dark, bloody red. Okay, this is where I start getting nervous. All right.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Here we go.
I think this is going to be the first one where we're like, yeah, okay. Because it's sweet to start, but it's got ghost pepper in it. So that just kind of, I don't know.
I'm waiting for it to creep up on me.
Right?
It's not. I'm grabbing paper towel, not because it's hot, just my hands.
That's smart, actually. Yeah.
And then watch the
Before you
eyes.
start, yeah.
Always watch the eyes.
All right. So I'm going to kick this one off. So if we know that we learn from our mistakes, why are we in general so afraid to make mistakes? It's because we've grown so accustomed to wanting to stay in our comfort zone that anything that messes with our comfort zone is just out of the question. And a big piece of that is ego. So like, yeah, I should probably grab some too. So like, if you're the type of person who is scared of like messing up, you need to go out and make an idiot out of yourself intentionally to get over that. Like the only way that you're really going to live an extraordinary life is if you're willing to make like extraordinary mistakes. That's the way I see it. Like the amount of success that you amount to is the amount of magnitude of the mistakes that you're willing to make. And so like for me, I'm willing to get on camera in front of however many people listen, possibly start crying. We've got a puke bucket right here. Like, and like with, you know, these workshops that I do in front of people, I'm willing to mess up. With these races that we do, you're willing to come in dead last and look like an idiot on obstacles and have them photograph you while you're doing it. Like, you need to be okay with messing up in front of people who you know are going to judge you. Like, if you listen to the last episode of this, there was some like troll who came on and basically called me like a, what was it? A garbage guzzling, like a garbage guzzling, kind of like a butt muncher or something like that.
What?
I don't even remember. First of all, I thought it was hilarious because I don't know who this guy is. but also it's like,
Who are
if, yeah, I
Where to
don't know.
find you?
So I guess
No.
I kind of like, I needed to rant a little bit, but yeah, man, like I think that's it. I think the reason that people are so afraid of making mistakes, is because in school, you grow up being classically conditioned to strive for 100% on a test, and everything you get wrong, you're judged for. Quite
Yeah,
literally, you're
yeah.
marked down in value for. So I don't think that helps. But if you are 18 or older, you're a grown up, like you need to figure out how you can become okay and take responsibility for like not letting the fear of messing up and being judged stop you from pursuing what you want.
Yeah. No, that's really good. But somebody called you out.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
That is funny because it's like we had the same mindset. Someone calls me out. Like I had at one point is
I have an itch. I gotta be careful not to.
Careful with the eyes.
Yeah.
Someone called me out and called me a I don't know, whatever. They what am I looking for? Insulted me.
Yep.
But how they insulted me, that wasn't like creative enough for me. I was like, okay, you insulted me, but it's like, come on, really?
You could do better.
If you're gonna call me something, really give me like a hard time. You got to come up with some better words. You got to get more creative. You got to come at me. You got to attack me.
Yep.
And it was just like a one-liner. I was like, give me a one-liner. Like, come on, like come at me. I didn't even do anything wrong, but you want to voice your opinion. I'm not going to stop you, but at least do a good job.
Make it good. Make it good.
We're both in the same mindset. It's like, you insulted me. I'm not going to get mad at you. I'm just gonna be like, that's all you got? Come on. People put better words on t-shirts. I mean, God, that's nothing.
True.
So
what do you think though? If we know that we learn from our mistakes, why do you think just people in general are so afraid to make them?
Well, people are just afraid. I think it's just as human beings, we are naturally just afraid. And not everybody's afraid, but we're afraid of something we're afraid of, and making mistakes tends to just be a natural human instinct. Like, I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to mess up and get so in our head. But it's crazy. Like, as we grow up, as we get older, I'm aging myself a little bit. But I've made a lot of mistakes, so many. And I'm mad that and like, if you would have asked me 10 years ago, all these mistakes I made, I'd be mad that I made them. But now it's like, I'm happy I made those mistakes, being the age I am now, looking back, being like, I made a lot of mistakes, but not all of them, but most of them turned out to be life lessons that I'm like, all right, I'm not repeating that again. I don't want to go through that, or I've been there. I felt that way. I don't want to feel that way again. So I don't want to make that mistake again. But if I wouldn't have made it later on in life to make it, I feel like it would almost be worse. Yeah. Because then you're like established, you're with your life, and you make some big mistakes. You're like, oh man, if I would have done that when I was younger, it wouldn't have been as bad because I would have known not to do it. So it's beneficial, but it's also, we're just terrified in general. Yeah. To mess up. I feel like at that younger state, as we get older, some people still stay terrified, again, depending on the person. Now me, it's like, I'm afraid, I'm okay with making a mistake. Yep. I tried to freak out as much. It's like, okay, I made that mistake. Dang it.
Yeah, for me, the best piece of advice on this is a guy named Tom Billieu, who I've mentioned before on the podcast. He's a phenomenal speaker, businessman, podcaster, all this stuff. He says, I would rather run 1,000 miles in the wrong direction, or 1,000 miles per hour in the wrong direction, than stand still, because at least I know I'm going somewhere.
Yeah.
And you're getting that experience. You're learning something. Yeah. If you are flat-footed throughout your whole life, what are you going to end your life with?
Yeah. If you making mistakes also makes experiences that might end up turning out really well for you.
All right. We're in the second half. This is where I'm actually a little nervous, though. Actually a little nervous.
Well, like, here's the thing. Like, we did this and we went into it. We went to the first couple.
So
we were
did
really arrogant. We were like, oh, this ain't bad at all. And then all of a sudden it was like,
yeah.
Oh, it hit hard.
Yeah. So full disclosure, we've had, what was it? This one and this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
one, we both like, this is actually a phenomenal sauce. So shout out to Hot Ones.
Shout out to Hot Ones for making a really phenomenal really good sauce.
This one, if you want to like really like end a relationship, dip a little bit of this in their like meal and they will hate you forever. It is so stupid hot. And so that's why, like, both of us, I don't know if you've seen, but I've been like kind of glancing down at it.
That's your truth or dare sauce.
Yeah.
That's like a spin the bottle. It lands on that sauce and you have to do it. You're like, God damn.
So yeah. So We're not excited for
Russian
that.
roulette
But that's why
sauce.
we do
Russian
this.
roulette
Oh, I'm so excited. All right. Oh, I like this question.
Said
And
about every question, which is
I
good.
like all of them. So this is also one that was given to me. I can't remember who, but has your greatest fear ever come true? So like, what was the fear? And it might not be your greatest fear currently, but like at some point, like whatever your greatest fear was, did it come true? So yeah. So what sauce are we dealing with this time?
The sauce of this one, you got it. Hot heads. Ooh, hot heads. It's got a volcano on it. That's
Yeah,
never good.
That doesn't help.
And yeah, so hot heads. Oh, and then on the side it says heat index. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flaming things all the way to hot. So
All right.
it says it's hot. Here you go.
All right. I'm looking for like a Scoville on here. I don't see it though.
I don't even want to look at that right now.
Yeah, right.
Not till we get
I'd rather
like,
not
here.
know.
I don't want to know.
All right. Well, we don't get to know because it doesn't have it. All right. So I got to do a little more. That was weak. There we go. Cheers. Okay. That's got. I feel like, what was it? This one actually really got me, but I also like dunked it. After that, it really had, but this, I've seen the show many, many times and know that people like, they'll kind of go like, they get here and they're like, oh, and then they get really comfortable. And then it's like kind of bad. Bend over.
Yeah. Bend over. I mean, they do this on purpose. They have to design it. They have to have pros that go through each.
Got to do that. He said it's like a symphony.
Yeah, it's like he did.
Yeah,
it's like a symphony. All right.
All right. So has your greatest fear ever come true? And like, what was the fear? If
So
it has.
People know me, and people that are watching this that don't know me. My greatest fear. I think I've told you what my greatest fear is. That road trip we did. We were talking. We had like how many hours to kill?
A lot of hours.
A lot of hours. My greatest fear is sharks. I am terrified of sharks, but also extremely fascinated by them. Like I'll watch Shark Week religiously. I love watching Shark Week. I am very fascinated with sharks, and that is sneaking up on me now. But has it come true for me? Yes and no. No. Well, here's the yes part. Like I just recently was in Mexico, and we did snorkeling, and in the ocean, which is again like where are sharks? They're in the ocean.
Yeah,
and
typically.
I was like, all right, we're gonna go do snorkeling. I was all pumped for it. And after I'm like super jazzed, I'm like, we're snorkeling. Yes. I tell my wife, we're like, yeah, we're gonna go snorkeling. She's all like, oh yeah, cool. This is gonna be fun. And all of a sudden, an hour after, no, it's a day after we finally decided this. The next day I was like, wait a minute. We're going snorkeling in the open ocean. What's my number one fear again, honey? She's like, sharks. I wasn't gonna say anything till you figured it out. I was like, yep. So now it was like all of a sudden, like I'm terrified.
Yeah.
Like the chances are not high.
But you know
low.
you're in the big.
You know you're in
the
it.
big pool.
You know you're in the big pool, and there's like all this stuff around you, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So we went snorkeling, and we ended up not seeing any sharks, but it was probably I thought it was gonna be super uncomfortable, like looking around like all sketchy and stuff. Like, what's gonna happen? Is something gonna come at me? And we did have one. It was a 4-foot barracuda. It was like 3 feet, swam underneath us. That was like,
those are freaky looking fish, man.
it was just like me and my wife, like right here. I was like grabbing her. I'm like, I want to pull close to me, not because I want you to protect me, but we're both together. So maybe the chances with 2 people versus 1, I'm gonna take those odds. I'm gonna take the odds of like that. I mean, I'll throw myself.
We can take them. We can
take the barracuda, honey. We got this. Yeah, she.
So it was the fear of like knowing, although it's a very large pool, you're in a pool with sharks.
Yes, but that I thought I was gonna be sketched out, but I wasn't. The only part was obviously seeing the barracuda that close was a little bit like, whoa.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, I was super comfortable and really, it was almost calming. And then I almost forgot about sharks for a little bit. But if I would have seen a shark, I'm gonna vote. I'm sorry. I'm like, everybody get out of the water. I'm not.
Every man for himself.
No, it's not that. It's just like I'm making sure everyone gets out of the water as well as me.
Yeah, no, that one did sneak up a little bit.
It did. It's kind of here now. I'm
Like,
not
it's
going
not-
to water yet. I'm not going to go to water
It's not
yet.
bad.
I'm not going to go to milk yet.
So I'm starting to burp a little bit. So like I've told you, my deepest fear is deep, and it's dying before I feel I've reached my potential. And especially with like, so I'm from Waukesha, and at the time this is coming out, I'm sure you've heard like what happened in Waukesha with the parade, and like,
Yeah.
dude, you quite literally, like, as safe as you feel, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, you don't know when your time is coming. And like, so for me, the reason this did come true is there were two different experiences I had. One was because of drugs, which is just, we won't get into that. But the other one was I was rock climbing, and I was like basically scaling this really like steep gravel with like an 80 or 90 foot drop off into rocks.
Yeah.
And there were like trees and bushes that I could grab onto. So I would basically like run along this scaled gravel and like grab on and just like kind of like basically like Frogger my way through this thing.
Yeah.
And I ended up underestimating the distance on one of them, and I started sliding down the gravel to the drop off, and I just happened to slide like into a bush that held me.
Like
But
literally like a movie where you grab and it's like
if the
holding
bush
you
wasn't
on the
there,
side
I
of
was
the-
sliding right off the edge of a 90-foot cliff.
Jeez.
And so I kind of got back to because that was in Yellowstone, and I got back to my campsite that night, and I like just sat there and was like, I shouldn't be here right now. Like quite literally, if one bush in a perfectly placed spot is the reason that I'm alive, basically. And so that really made me take into account, what the heck am I actually doing? Like, and there's a question that'll be asked later that'll kind of remember this, foreshadowing. So yeah, dude, my greatest fear is that, like, I believe God's gift to us was giving us the potential of an amazing life, and our best gift back to him is to live that amazing life, not waste that potential. And I thought I'd wasted it right there.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I was being an idiot, and I'm gonna die an idiot, and this sucks. Like, and so yeah, so my deepest fear is not like going back to like making an impact. My deepest fear is that I'm gonna leave this earth before I was able to make the level of impact that will satisfy me. So yeah.
And my fear is crazy because I live in Wisconsin and I've grown up here my whole life. I live in a state that's probably as far away from sharks as you can possibly get, and yet that's my fear. And yet his fear is, I feel like your fear is way deeper than mine. Mine's
I mean, I had a fear of roller coasters for a long time, but I just basically one day I was like, all right, I'm really scared of them, and I hate being scared of stuff, so I'm just gonna go ride roller coasters, and now I love them.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, moving on. This is gonna suck.
Number 7. It's gonna get real. I'm just saying, like, I'm very nervous right now. Like, I feel like everything up until this point is like just to like wake up your taste buds.
Yeah.
And everything after this is just gonna be like or maybe this one's gonna like slap us a little bit, and then while we're disoriented, the next one's gonna come in and just like,
what is that?
haymaker. This one is I apologize in advance for the complete botchery of this name. Chile lengua de fuego butilla fire.
Okay.
Hot sauce with assorted super hot peppers and bitter orange.
Let's go.
All right.
Here you go.
Shall we?
Here you go.
Give her the shake and bake.
Shake it up.
Full treatment. All right. Oh, I'm not going to say it. I do like this question.
You can say every question.
All right.
Everyone.
Oh, it's like a puke color. And it's
That's
like a
not
puke
good.
texture.
It's not good.
Got it. There we go.
That's a lot.
I know. I gotta do it before the last one.
Oh, dude.
All right. Well, this was probably a
I
mistake.
can't be a baby now too. I can't.
All right. So the question before we eat these: what is your favorite trait about yourself? It could be physical, but we're going more like character, like
Got it.
personality. And what is a trait you'd like to improve or change?
Okay.
Cheers. This is where it gets real.
All right. Taste the orange right away.
I feel like part of the reason these are gonna get bad though is like we are psyching ourselves out a lot, or at least I'm starting with this one. I'm very psyched out.
That was delicious.
It actually is really good.
Dude, wait.
Now you can just feel it like right here. Right. Yeah. But before
still
this
good.
starts burning the crap out of us, what's your favorite trait about yourself? Like, what do you kind of admire the most? Imagine you're someone else.
Okay.
What would you say? I admire this the most about that person. And then on the flip side, what's like a character trait that like, you know, is something that you can improve on that you'd like to improve on?
Something I admire about myself is that I know who I am. I know who I am. Like, I don't need someone else to tell me this is who you are, this is who you should be. When I was younger, yeah, you rated yourself against anyone and everyone, and we still do a little bit now, but I feel like now, being who I am, I know who I am, I know what I believe, I know what I want to do, and I'm not going to do things because someone tells me I should or believe this way or be that way. I'm going to analyze the situation before I make my decision. And it's not going to be based off of that person's decision. Tell me what to do. I'm going to look at it and decide for myself if I'm going to do that, whatever it may be. But I know who I am. And I like that now because I wasn't always like that.
Yeah.
I've grown to be that. And I mean,
well, that's forged in the pain cave quite a bit too. Like,
yeah.
I feel like, and I've talked about the pain caves. Those people listening, hi, know all about the pain cave.
Yeah.
But so he is the one who introduced me to the concept of the pain cave. Like I knew the feeling of what it was, but I didn't have a name for it.
No.
And pain cave is just like the perfect place to put it, because the deeper you go into a cave, the more dark it gets, the more cold it gets, the more,
and the further you get
everything
in,
the
longer you're in there, the more, and then the more when you come out, it's like a bear coming out of hibernation. You're like, oh, I just feel good.
Yeah.
Like you're in that, and it sucks.
Forged in fire.
Like, just full on sucks being there.
Mm-hmm.
It's brutal. But then when you come out of it, you're like, I feel good. You just feel really good.
Yep.
That sense of release.
And I agree. You are someone who's very like you, it's not like you don't listen to people either. Like you'll take advice, but you're very much so like, I'll take the advice. I'll kind of put it through the filtration system of how valid is this? And then is this something I actually like want to do or think it would be worth it for me to do? Like I've seen you take advice from people, so I don't want it to come off as that.
No.
But I keep almost
again,
touching my
it's the whole thing. Like I refer back to, as human beings, we absorb information. Yep. I absorb information. I love absorbing data and information on new things that come out, whatever it may be. I love hearing about it, absorbing it, and processing it.
You just don't like absorb it raw and just automatically take it for.
No, it's not like I feel like some people almost jump to conclusion too fast, where it's like I have to hear it, I have to do a little more research, I have to process it in my head depending on what it is, and make my decision as to like, do I really believe in this, or do I believe this way or that way about this situation? Mm-hmm. And most of the time, there's not a whole lot of middle ground in certain things. Sometimes there is, but no, I'm not arrogant where it's like, I am who I am. No one's going to tell me otherwise. Mm-hmm. No, I mean, I'll listen to anyone and everyone of what they have to say, whether I believe it or not. It really goes through the filtration system, like you said, through my brain, and then out comes what I think my mindset is at. Whether it be right, whether I'm right or wrong, it's just what I believe. So I know who I am.
And what's one thing you know that you'd like to improve that like is improvable, if you will?
Positivity. It's crazy to think that, but I do have struggles staying positive with myself. I know, again, kind of going back to, I know who I am, but at the same time, I've had a struggle in my life where like believing in myself at the same time. So positivity, I want more positivity in a forward direction versus I look back too much, or I dwell on like what I did wrong or what I could have done better, instead of like being happy with what I did. Mm-hmm. So that would be a little better mindset to have. Yeah, man. And again, all this stuff. I want better calves too. I mean, I wish my calves were a little bit bigger. Always nice to have good calves. But no, and like we've had conversations about all this stuff, and like I remember talking with you in the car, but it almost is like a curse of high achievers to have that inherent like inner voice of like, you could do better, you could be better, you could improve on X, Y, Z. And so for me, I've been kind of in that mindset of like, I'll have times where I just go deep on like, I know what I need to improve. I know I'm not good enough in these areas, like just
full like analytics of Trevor.
Yeah.
But I've kind of forged that new mindset of, I'd say like 85% of the time I am like positive, thinking of the gratitude of like the experiences and what I've learned and how far I've come and all that. But then I allow that 15% to come in and be like, no, dude, you're not there yet. Because the way that I see it is like we have the light and the dark inside of us, and they're both powerful energy sources. So if you never use an energy source that's accessible to you, you're not going to hit 100% capacity. So you need to allow kind of that like dark wolf to come forward every once in a while and, play in the pen, if you will. Like you gotta get both of those energies a chance. But there does come a time where it becomes like, it goes from like useful to just straight toxic. Like, and it's a pretty like fine line crossing over between the two.
I agree.
All right. My favorite trait about myself, I think, is just like my gratitude and curiosity towards life. Like, I know that's kind of two things, but like, I just am so passionate about being alive and like all of the minute and all of the macro aspects about it. Like everything from the fact that you can just think, move my hand, and you'll like be able to do whatever you want with your hand, all the way to like, we're just dust floating on a freaking rock in an basically ever expanding, nearly infinite space. And yet we think we're like the most important thing ever.
We're the best.
And yet, quite literally, universally speaking, nothing would happen.
We don't matter. Yeah. If we cease to exist as a human race, the universe would just keep going.
Which is hilarious.
And would just not, you're right. Yeah.
Leading into 2 questions from now, that's going to be hilarious to bring that back up. But no, dude, I just like, I'm so passionate about life. And like, I'm so passionate about like, this is going to be so like Captain Obvious, but I'm so passionate about what I'm passionate about. I think there are a lot of people who are passionate about things that they let fall to the wayside. I have quite literally cultivated my entire life, my lifestyle, my career, my friendships around my passions in life, because I know like time is your most valuable resource. So you should spend as much time as you can doing what you love to do around who you love to do it with. Yeah. And so that's kind of my favorite trait about myself. If that's a trait, I think it is. The thing I'd like to improve on, I mean, there's a lot, obviously. Like, I feel like everyone has like a laundry list of things, but I think the most important right now is not being so sporadic with ideas. So like for me, and I think the fact, again, how I've set my life up, it plays to the strength of, I have a very like squirrely brain where I'll spend like 3 days just working like 8 hours a day on one project. And then I don't want to look at it for 2 weeks. So I'll go work on 5 other things, but then they all get finished around the same time. And I just have like a wicked like rollout with a bunch of stuff. But because of that, my life happens in these crazy waves of like, just like chaotic energy. And I think if I can learn to like, just not let that squirrel brain take over, that monkey mind, and like kind of hone it back in and like keep that passion and fire driving for one project, then I'll have a much more like equilibriumized lifestyle.
Level.
It's not a word, but we just made it one.
Like Barney Stinson, just making shit up, making words, getting plaque put on walls, stuff. Awesomeness.
Yeah, equilibriumized. Be equilibriumized. There we go. All right, no more getting around it. All right, I quite literally will probably tell people, based on what's about to happen, to just fast forward to this point. It doesn't even move. It's so thick. It's not even moving. All right, how hefty do we want to go with this? Because I don't want to die.
You went
like
both time. We both went too much. We both went a lot
true.
Last time, and it
we'll
it
agree
took a while
upon
to come down. Like it was,
dude. This is freaking thick.
Milk's happening this point.
This makes me so nervous that it's just all of a sudden gonna like.
I'm gonna eat my oranges. Oh, come on. Oh, there it is.
God.
Oh.
How much is enough? That's what I'm curious about. feel like that's not
I
enough.
don't know. I don't know. I mean,
The people want to see it, man.
I'm nervous.
You got to send it.
These were good though. I
Okay,
gotta say,
that's a
that's
good
plenty.
amount.
That's plenty.
Oh, I'm so not ready for this right now. Oh man. Okay. I don't even know what the question is. How do you feel about yourself when you're by yourself? I think this, again, going back to Tom Bilyeu, so much of what I've learned mindset wise is from him. This is the name of the game. Like if you can feel good about you and who you are and what you're about when no one else is around, I think that's the most important thing.
To be honest, I didn't hear anything you said.
I know. All right, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Oh, all right. Mommy. Oh, God. It just hits immediately. Oh. Oh.
Building.
It's, yep. Oh, that's getting so much worse so fast. Oh, oh, I might have to go for the water. I might have to go for the water.
I'm putting it out right. Oh God.
Woo!
No, Jake. Stay strong.
That made it worse. That made it so much worse.
Stay strong. Don't go for the milk. Come on, man.
All right. It hurts to talk.
Oh, ow.
I'm sweating.
It's like that.
Ah.
The back of my throat
All right.
is so on fire, but I'm just get there. Don't let your pride get in the way of your pain.
Mm-mm.
I would go to milk if I were you. I wouldn't do water.
That doesn't help.
I wouldn't do water.
Oh,
grab your jug.
that's so bad. That's so bad. Oh.
For some reason, it's bad, but not like last time.
Oh, it's pretty bad.
I was trying so hard not to just like spit up a bunch of milk right there.
The thing is, it keeps building. Like it's not getting better.
You want any oranges?
No.
You want any oranges yet? I'm gonna take an orange. It's getting worse. Now it's getting worse. How is it?
Oh God.
Okay. What's the question? Again. This is pain.
It's so much worse now.
Here's a pain cave.
It just keeps building.
We made it.
Sweating profusely.
We made it to the pain cave.
I just drooled all over the place.
Oh God. All right.
How do you feel about yourself when you're by yourself?
By myself? Well, here's the thing about me. I talk to myself a lot. So I'm always like having conversations, trying to understand life and what's going on in my life at the moment. So how I feel about myself when I'm alone is I feel confident. I have this confidence.
Not right now.
At the moment, I'm very uncomfortable right now, but I'm not by myself because I got a great friend here. But by myself, I feel confident. Like I have this sense of you can do this. You can achieve things. You can make a difference. You can be a good person. I feel that confidence of like I can be a good person, do well in life when I'm by myself. That's crazy because when I'm by myself, I have the confidence. But after certain things I do, my confidence is not there
right now.
Yeah, my confidence gets taken down quite a bit. But on my own, I feel like I feel good, I feel strong.
Yeah, well, there's like there's that ebbs and flow, right? But
yeah,
that baseline is confident.
What about you, sir?
I am high right now. Straight up, dude. I don't know how you're as composed as you are. I
don't know either.
Feeling myself.
It's bad. I'm
sweating. I feel great when I'm by myself.
I feel great when I'm by myself. Next question. Moving on. I'm getting rid of this one because this one's.
I am hyped right now. Okay, dude, screw a cup of coffee in the morning.
Take that.
Put a little bit of that on your tongue and you will be wired. I am sweating. I am amped up. I'm
Put that
like,
on your toast.
every color seems warmer to me right now. Like, okay,
Whew.
how I feel about myself when I'm by myself. Honestly, it depends on what I call
I contradicted mine.
little orange for the statement here.
What is true?
Big Mo.
Big mo.
So I feel like life is all about momentum.
Momentum.
When I am building momentum in a positive way, I feel like a king. But inherently, I hit these days, weeks, very rarely months at this point, but maybe like a 1 or 2 week stride where I'm just like not hitting workouts as hard as I want, not reading as much as I think I should, not putting as much time into the business as I want to. And
yeah,
because of that, like I do kind of hit that, like, and I think everyone does, like you hit that, like, I'm just not in a good headspace. Right.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like, as someone who genuinely is like, just very grateful, very happy, very positive, like it goes to show, like everyone experienced, dude, my throat is just ripping right now. I almost want to take more of it. Is that messed up?
Yeah.
I might do a second
I'm gonna
dose.
really quick for mine. I'm actually gonna change it. As weird as that sounds, because I know I realized I just completely like contradicted my positivity thing. Because on my own, I do feel positive, but on my own, I'm gonna change it. It's not positivity. It's being happy. I feel happy when I'm by myself. I feel happy. Like,
yeah,
I'm happy. It's not. I take it back. It's not positivity. It's more happiness when I'm by myself. You're taking. How are you, dude? Let's go to this. Go to this. You can go back to that if you want to.
I gotta do it.
Oh my God. He's just trying to like one up me.
I'm not gonna do a lot. Well, that's why I grabbed you another one if you want to do it. I'm not gonna do nearly as much, but I just feel like
we're doing another the bomb. You realize?
I feel like
that.
I tiny bit shortchanged myself. Like
I put a good dime on there.
Tiny bit more.
I put dimes on that.
Okay. No. Okay.
I got 5.
All right. Just down the hatch. Because I'm not done answering that. Like, I kind of have a rant if I even remember it after I eat this.
How much
but
time you got? How long you want this?
I don't know. I don't even know what time we started.
All right,
I don't know how long this has been.
Cheers to another one.
Yeah, double dose. Twice because it's nice, baby. It's about to be rough.
Nice. It's not fucking nice, and I don't know why you just made me do that.
All right.
Sorry, my language.
But
we get to this point. I don't know. I'm just like, oh man.
But yeah, so like on average, dude, I feel amazing because of the fact that I have put so much intention behind my life, and I have put so much intention behind like answering those big questions, right? Like the big questions are, oh my God.
That was a horrible idea. We wanted to go. I opened this one ready for it.
Episode 50, baby.
Oh,
Let's go. I completely forgot what I was saying. Oh, the big question. So I think the big questions as when you're laying on your deathbed, what are the questions you're going to ask to gauge how fulfilled you are with how you live this life? So like for me, I've done a lot of work in setting up my life to answer yes to those big questions.
Just one by yourself.
Well, that's what I'm saying is no. How do you feel about yourself when you're by yourself?
Oh,
because I've been so intentional. I got it. Oh my God.
God damn you. Making me do it again. I'm the one that's supposed to have you do crazy stuff.
A little milk just came out of my nose.
And then he's flipping it.
But yeah, so because of that, I feel great on average. Great. Next one.
Next one. All right.
Oh, I might have to go
Hellfire cranked. Hellfire cranked.
I feel like a baby with a nook with these orange slices. All right.
Hellfire
and this
cranked.
is,
gotta shake it.
this next question can be like kind of sarcastic or like standoffish, but
Oh, it's gonna be sarcastic.
we're actually asking. Oh my God, my mouth is on freaking fire, dude. Holy mother.
It was fine, probably until you did the second one.
All right. Why do you matter? Like as an individual on this earth, being who you are, why do you matter? So before we get to that, Hellfire
Cranked.
hot sauce cranked, extreme black garlic reaper sauce.
Again, sorry for my language.
We cranked this one up to 12. You won't find a sauce with more Carolina Reaper. Oh, let's just go for it. Holy.
Turn it up and rip the knob off.
I don't know why I keep capping the milk, dude.
This is.
Mm,
I'm still. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Before.
let's get it. Oh, that one comes out fast.
Shaking.
I know. I'm cold, dude.
Get too much. I feel like.
Dude, I'm in so much trouble. There we go.
All right, go.
Cheers.
Just go. I don't know.
Kind of like the taste of that one.
That's what it tastes.
Yeah, also, it's a different kind of spicy. Like it's not it is spicy though. Wow. That just like rapes your tongue, dude.
Yeah. Oh god damn.
All right. Why do you matter? Do you want to kick it off or you want me
Why
to?
do I matter? Now I'm in a lot of pain. I matter. You go. You go.
I go.
I'm not
All right.
good.
Let me
I'm
just
not okay.
suckle on this orange a little bit. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. All right.
Why do you matter?
I believe I matter because I think everyone brings a certain energy into this world. And I've seen the lightest of the light, and I've seen the darkest of the dark. Hold that thought. And I do believe that I bring light to this world. Like I believe I bring very like radiant positivity, gratitude, loving energy. I think I inspire a lot of people to do better, to be better, to think better, to act better. Better being in more. Oh my!
I'm cute.
Fire in the hole.
Oh man.
Right as I was hitting a roll too. All right.
Yeah, you were on the roll.
But
Okay.
yeah, I think I matter because like I bring the most true version of me, and that brings a lot of light energy. So yeah, I think I matter for just the impact that I am having right now.
I'm gonna go sarcastic on this.
It's really hard to talk right now.
I matter. Create joy in life. I feel like when I'm around people I care about, I'm a very joyful person, and maybe at the moment I have different thoughts right now than joyful thoughts, but I still feel I matter because of the people that I surround myself with. I hope I bring joy to their lives, and Santa Claus can eat that because I'm a little more joyful. I feel like.
Eat it.
Sorry, Santa. I mean,
We love you, Santa.
we do.
Don't take us off the naughty list.
Please don't. We're right. We've probably been on a naughty list for like a really long time. But what does it take to get on a naughty list? What do you think it takes? I think I'm on a nice list. I think you gotta do some really, really messed up shit to get on a naughty list.
I think it's like you have to consistently act with bad intentions to be on the naughty list.
Yes. All right. So then we're not. I
Yeah.
don't think we're on a naughty list. We're not on a naughty
Yeah.
list.
But
Scratch
also
that.
to
We're not.
take it to complete opposite direction, we don't freaking matter. We're little dust pieces on a rock hurling through space.
He goes.
Nothing
back
we do matters, even
and
though
brings
this
it
is
forward, full circle. There you go. Bring it full circle. All right. That's
all right.
God damn.
Last one,
Apollo, yeah, get everybody amped up,
Dude.
Can't
oh
even
my
get this
god,
thing open.
the last dab. So because
The
it's
last dab.
so it's called the
even though we've been
last dab because
dabbing-
you're supposed to put a little extra dab. So I think what we should do is we should put a little bit on, and then we should put some on our plate and Dab it.
All right. I can do that. We've already come this far. We're not stopping. If I go puke now, it doesn't matter. If I puke here, I don't know. But if I puke now, it's fine. Yep.
Got Old Faithful back here.
This is a hot ones. It's Apollo, the last dab, Apollo. It's got a gold sauce label, and its Scoville levels are not known. They don't know how hot this is. It's so hot, apparently.
So they quite literally engineer like basically like breeded peppers. I don't know how you say it. Cross. Oh,
Oh, damn it.
I'll match it. We got it. Episode 50, baby.
Oh,
Hey, yo. All right, what you got? I'll show you mine if you show
wanna
me
do
yours.
this. Ah.
Does it just glob on?
Yeah, just go.
Okay.
Just kind of. There you go. That's good. Just go with it. And then we gotta dab it.
Dabble doer.
All right, I'm dabbing. Here
Oh,
we are.
I got a
smearing.
double dab.
We're last dabbing. We're 2 dabbing, double dab, and I'm gonna go. I'm not even gonna cheers it. I'm gonna go.
Yep,
Cheers
all right.
it.
Holy fuck. I held off swearing this whole time, but that just like punches a hole in your throat. That's so just uncomfortable. It's just uncomfortable.
Not gonna be. Oh. There it is. No. Ah. That's bad.
That one's hot.
That is bad. Oh, it's getting worse. It's getting way worse.
Oh my God.
What's the question?
I don't know. Screw the question. I'm trying to live here.
What's the question?
Mm,
Answer the question.
mm. What is the next step in you pursuing your best self?
Surviving tonight, for
Mm-hmm.
one.
Mm. I just burped.
We
That
have
one just.
we have a new champion, ladies and gentlemen. This is so much
Oh my
worse than
God.
this. So much worse.
My ears are popping.
I'm shaking. Oh God. What is the question one more time?
I don't know.
I want to answer the question. I don't
Mm.
want to do it, Daddy.
Mm. Mm.
I think this one piggybacked off of these two.
Yeah. What is the next step in you pursuing your best self?
Next step is, well, this year I got married. So I'm a very happily married man. Love my wife. The next step is future, moving forward, getting a house and moving out of their life, and down the road, potential kids, and just being a great husband and someday father is for me my number one next step in life. Nothing else matters but those things right now for me. So being a great husband and a great father someday. And not killing you right
That
now.
wrecked me.
Ah!
All right. This is not going away.
Not
It just keeps building.
lingering.
Mm.
I'm just gonna hold the almond milk in my mouth.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The next step in me, dude, I don't even know if I can talk right now. The next step in me pursuing my best self, I can't even fucking talk right now, dude. Mm.
Ah,
Mm. Mm.
I'm like, I'm shaking.
I'm
Oh, and
crying, dude.
And I handle we handle spice pretty good, but
Dude, literally until the last 3. Fuck.
Answer the question.
Mm. Mm.
These were great.
Mm-hmm.
These were not so great.
Oh, all right. The next step of me pursuing my best self is start doing workshops and boot camps through Best Self outdoors with corporations for the public so I can increase my impact on a wider scale. Boom.
Done. That's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out. We even did 2 of the bomb.
Episode 50, baby. All right. We just made it through the hot ones. Gauntlet. Oh my God.
Survived.
Mm-hmm.
That was terrible.
If you have made it to this point and you have not hit the subscribe button or the like button, you need to hit both.
Please.
Yeah.
We didn't do this for nothing.
Mm.
Hit both. Hope you enjoyed our pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I encourage you to try this. I mean, just get your family, have a family night. The kids, I would probably not have the kids do this.
But,
wait till they're in bed. It's just because you're going to be swearing.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But yeah, so everyone, seriously, episode 50 episodes of this. It's crazy to think about how many amazing people I've sat down with, how much I've learned, how much I've grown just in this process. Mm-hmm. And for anyone who listens in, tunes in, thank you so much for supporting, just learning, growing with us. It means the world to me. So I am going to do a giveaway. So anyone who's made it to this point, wait till I drink a little more milk. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is it one
Okay.
of these sauces?
So
Is it this one?
for anyone listening, all you have to do is go on Instagram and follow Best Self LLC. It'll be in the description below. You just got to follow it, maybe like a couple inspiring posts, and you will enter. So sorry, I can't think straight. Shouldn't have done a giveaway at the end. Follow it and then send a direct message just saying episode 50. And you'll be in the running for your choice of Best Self merch. Any piece of Best Self merch from the website. We got Letterman's jackets, we got t-shirts, we got tank tops, we got sweatshirts, backpacks, fanny packs, blankets, necklaces. You name it, you get to pick what you want. So thank you everybody so much. I have no freaking clue what I'm saying. Episode 50, baby. We got at least 50 more coming down the pipeline. Thank you so much. Peace.